The next 3 months are going to be really big in terms of political news, so we thought we would try something new.
We're going to give you our predictions for how headlines and politics will play out over the next 3 months.
And when it's all over, we'll meet back here
to see what really happened and make a fresh round of predictions.
Yes, I do think that there will probably be another indictment of someone in President Trump's orbit in the next 3 months.
It is very likely that more indictments will happen among key Team Trump members over the next few months.
I would probably bet money that there will be another indictment soon.
There will totally be another indictment. My bet is Don Jr.
I think the person who ends up being indicted is going to probably be Jared Kushner.
Obviously, there's other people who can come through, but as far as big dog names, I think Jared Kushner's time is short.
I'm not exactly sure who, but I would guess at least one person. No, I don't think that President Trump would either defund or fire Robert Mueller. And I don't think he should either. No legitimate president would challenge the rule of law in that way.
I think ultimately, if Donald Trump makes a move towards Mueller, it's going to be an indirect move, which will remove Jeff Sessions, leading to a new attorney general to remove Mueller. I think that this is relatively unlikely to happen in the next 3 months.
I do think that Trump will do whatever he can to either defund the Mueller investigation or fire Mueller or get him out somehow.
Well, the last time Trump Jr. got in the news for making a dumb decision, Trump himself actually intervened and wrote an entire statement saying, "No, my son's innocent, everything's fine." It's pretty evident that Trump will do whatever it takes to protect his son. So if Don Jr. were to be indicted, and if Jeff Sessions decided to quit, Trump would totally defund the investigation and he would 100% fire Mueller. Ooh, government shutdown. You could see the Democrats maybe trying to do something like that, but they've also campaigned for 8+ years on the premise that they are not the party of obstruction. And to go back on that would get rid of a moral high ground that they stood on for nearly a decade. So my bet's the Republicans, and my bet is yes, it's gonna happen.
I don't really know.
It seems increasingly unlikely that there's going to be a government shutdown. Markets right now are giving it less than 10% chance. The reason is simply with unified control over Congress and the presidency, there's no question that the public would blame the Republicans for any government shutdown. Government shutdowns are incredibly unpopular. And so the likelihood that they will try to avoid this at all costs are pretty high.
If lawmakers are forced to make nasty compromises, like connecting the border wall to a DACA fix or connecting tax reform to healthcare reform, then some with principles might not be willing to sign on to a budget like that. And yeah, there would be a shutdown of the US government.
God, no.
I think the new assault weapons ban will be brought to a vote, and it absolutely should be. This is a conversation that we've been ignoring for far too long, but unfortunately I don't think that that ban will pass, not with this Congress.
No major gun control legislation is likely to be voted on, let alone pass and signed into law in the next 3 months.
I don't think that it's even going to come to a vote. I feel like it's going to be too hard to get enough people on board for that to happen.
No, unfortunately, I don't think that Congress is going to be able to include a DACA fix in the omnibus spending bill because they are connecting this issue to the wall. But they should pass a Clean Dream Act that's not connected to any needless enforcement policies for the Trump administration.
I do not think there will be a DACA fix in the upcoming omnibus bill, and here is why. Trump has way too many political agendas that he promised he'd fulfill by the end of the year, and he is nowhere near any of them.
The Republicans definitely have talked about it through the presidency, but due to certain factors fighting against it, it seems like it would be unlikely at this point that it will make it there by the end of the year.
Yes, I think in the next 3 months, we'll see a vote on legislation or some attempt at least to impose some regulations. There's certainly enough concern in that area.
I think that Congress will bring the Honest Ads Act to a vote. They're conveyors of media, and people can use them for good and for bad, and this last election, people used them for pretty bad purposes. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense for them to do it.
No, no tech company CEO or anyone involved with Facebook or Google or Twitter will be indicted or arrested for anything involving the Russia meddling.
No, I don't think that a company representative would be indicted. But that's not a reason not to ask questions about how those platforms are influencing real-life events.
While clearly there is the possibility with the Mueller investigation that some people who brokered and helped those ads get through could possibly be in trouble, the actual platforms themselves seems extremely unlikely.